Hi everyone, this is part 2 of how to deploy full stack project like MERN project on render. In first part I have showcased like how my project works, and this is the second part of the previous project. In this particular video I will show you how to deploy our project. So I have divided this into 5 easy steps. You can see here. Using them you can easily deploy your project. So we'll start with the first, like setup MongoDB Atlas database. So for that we will have to go to the MongoDB Atlas page on our Chrome browser. So you can type this URL, and first you have to sign in that. After sign in, you will be redirected to page like this. And in this page you can see there are like first of all our organization name is given that you have to create. After organization name, uh, you have to create the project inside that. So you can see there are already two projects created, but to show you I will create one more project. uh, so I will click here, new project. I will first give it name like JobMatch AI 2, because JobMatch AI is already there, and I'll click on next. Okay, so it will tell you to add some members. If you want to add other members in your organization, you can add them and create project. So you have to wait for some time. Once it's created, we'll move on to next step. Now after creating a project, you will have to create clusters. Now to create cluster, you have to click on this. For if you are learning purpose, you can use its free this instance, where it will provide you a storage of 12 MB and a shared RAM. Here you don't get any backup, and your default, you can select your uh, whatever you want, like AWS or Google Cloud, whichever cloud provider do you want. I will go with AWS, and default will select for Mumbai AP South 1 and create deployment. Now you see our cluster is being deployed. Add a connection IP address. Now you have given your username and your password. So you have to copy your name and password. So you should copy it and store somewhere, so that later you can use it. And next we'll choose connection method. Since there is no connection that we are making right now, so yeah, you have to choose driver. Like in our case we have Node.js. There are other options available like Python, Ruby, but since it's one project we are using Node.js. Keep version as it is. You have to run these commands in your local. Okay, so here comes an important point. You don't need to use this SRV connection string. We will instead use this view full connections few code sample. Here you have to copy this URL till end, and you have to store it somewhere. So for example, I am copying it and I am storing it in my new file. For example, I will select new file and I'll store it here. So here you see, here's database username given. Here you have to paste your database username and here password. So keep it somewhere saved so that we can use it later. Like I am saving it by the name of Mongo credentials. Mongo credentials. Okay. Now we will go back to that previous cluster that we had just recently created, and we have to make some settings in this. Like the one important setting is, you see guys, this is currently running. Backups are inactive, but this is running. Now you can browse collections in it. Since in our case there is no collection right now. Now one important thing, if I come out, so you see there is a database and network access options. This you need to remember that when you will deploy it, you should have access, like you have to configure IP address here. So I will be doing this from here, like IP access list, and in this particular I will add one more IP, uh, like 0.0.0.0/0. So now it will be accessible from everywhere. Let it take some time. Okay guys, so this is done. Now uh, since our setup for this is done, and what we will do now, right, is we will go to our second step. Where is our second step? So since our first step is done, now we will go to second step. Push local code into GitHub, both frontend and backend. But here is one important thing. Make sure your .env setup is done before you deploy them. So I will go to my project, and here you see uh, this is my backend folder, this is my frontend folder. So in backend folder, I will first show you my env file like this. So here you see all the things like port, environment variable, MongoDB URI. Here you see this is my database username and its password is also there, and other string is there, JWT secret, and open a API key. So all this configuration which you use has to be in this folder. Now I will show you my front-end folder. One important thing that in the backend you have to make sure that your client URL is there, because when you deploy it, so we will have to change it from this localhost to this particular http jobmatch on render.com. Like this will be the URL after deployment on the front end. Now this is the env folder of my backend. So here one thing that is required is React app API URL. So when your front end will be deployed, so all the URLs which will which will be required to connect to your backend. So this is the base URL. This is the must you have to keep in your project. So what we will do, we will keep that, and when after deployment in the environment variables, we will put all these environmental variables. Now this is done. Now I have some list of commands that I will show you, which are required in order to deploy. Like first, we have to run these commands one by one. The first command is git status. This will check what is the status of your Git currently. Second, like if you have better configuration, so you have to run the second command, git add dot. It will track all your repositories, all your files directories and subdirectories. Then you have to run git commit -m, and the message that you want to give, like a project made successfully, anything message that you want to give. Then you have to like push it on your branch. So I will give it like git push origin. Now you have to define your branch, whether it's master or main branch, whichever is there. So these are list of commands that you will run here. Like I am running git status, and you see on the so I have already pushed it on my repo. So I will show you my repo. So you see guys, there is a list of project products, and this is my project in which I am currently working. And in this branch, master branch, my code is there. You see backend and frontend is already on the site. Now I will have to open my render dashboard. So you see this is my render account dashboard. First you have to log in order to deploy your project. And you see there are few projects which are already running, like this is deployed. But I will show you again by deploying one new. To deploy you have to create new. Now here is a list of items. Like if your site is static, there is no dynamic data in it, so you should static site. But since our project is interactive, it uses JavaScript to run, so we will use web service. Now it will ask for your Git provider, so you have to click second options. And before one thing, you have to make your this repo public, so that Git like render can access it. Now here you have to put your uh, GitHub URL. Like for this project I will go to here code, and I will copy this particular URL. I will put it here, and I will connect it. Now it will ask for list of basic settings, like name of your project, language. So in language we'll use Node.js. In branch, since our project is in master branch, we will use master. uh, Again, keep it as it is, don't change it. You have to define your root directory, so it can be like you see here. Our root directory is whether backend or frontend. So first we will deploy our, like according to our series, first deploy our backend first. So we will go, and our backend is in backend directory. So here we will choose backend. Now here you have to type build command. So build command mostly in Node.js based project is npm install. Okay, and start command is npm start. Now you have to select which instance, like a server. So we will use free server here, free server instance. Now we will have to configure environmental variables. So here you will have to add one by one. Like for our backend, you see first we have to copy this, like Mongo URI. Now you have to put your value here, which will be this your whole string. Again, you have to add here all the variables. Like if you click this, other will be added. Here is very another option, add from env, but we will not add it from env because later we have to take it from like other things. Like after we deploy our backend, it will generate a url for backend. Now that url we will use in our front end, so there also we need to add this variable. So instead of clicking this, I am doing here add environment variables here, not from env file. Our env file is already ignored when we push it on the our repo online github repo, because there is a chance of exposing our credentials or secure password. So we don't use it, we prefer this. Now click deploy our web service. So when you click it, it will be deployed. And now I will show you, like here it is deployed, and after deployment it will show interface like this. It will generate url of your backend. You have to copy and keep it somewhere so that we can use it when deploying our front end. So while deploying, it will give something like this window where it will show one by one commands that is running. It will show logs like how it was connected. Now our backend is done. Now we will deploy our front end. So again, we will go to the same, we will follow same procedure, like create a static web service and our front end code. But in this particular case, again I will copy this repo since our front end is on the same repo. Now you will configure all this same Node.js, same master directory, like whichever directory you are using. This time root directory will be front end because we are deploying our front end. Now here the command for build will be npm install and npm run build. Why this command? Because our front end is on React, so React will require this command. Now to start, like if it doesn't work, so you can use other things like this, because sometimes it doesn't work. So npm install and npm install serve, this is library which is used to serve our front end. So it will be installed parallelly. Now to start our uh, front end, we will use npm start, but sometimes it doesn't work. So you can use, if it doesn't work, so you can use this npm install -g serve. So you can use this, so it will build your front end and run it. Okay, now for hobby projects, like we are using free. It is going, you're doing it for your hobby and learning, so we are using free. And again here you have to add your environment variables, but make sure that in this you use this front end env file, this particular react app api url. This will help you to connect your backend. Okay, so I will paste it here. Sorry guys, I didn't copy it. So copy it, paste it here. Now what is what you should paste your backend url here and add it. Now click deploy web service. So this will also be deployed, like I will show you where it is deployed. This. Now your backend and frontend both are live. You can copy your frontend url and you can open it anywhere, whether it's from mobile or desktop, anywhere. Like in this case, since we are using free, so it can take some time, like 50 to 60 seconds to load your application. But when you will deploy it on paid version, it will be instantly loaded. I know guys it is taking some time, so let it take. So before it loads, I will show you. Like in this easy 5 steps, we have completely deployed our full stack project. Now we have to check only integration testing, because when you deploy it, so front end there are some URLs, there are some APIs which our front end make to our backend, and those APIs will, if they are not properly configured, so they don't call easily. But in our case, since we have deployed it very successfully, and you see like our project is running very fine, and this URL you can open in any mobile browser wherever you want. Now featured opportunities, here it is calling an API, and this API will use our backend to get data. So it is making requests. This is taking some time because we know that our free instance is taking takes time to load our data. So let it make. You can see that guys, it has successfully loaded data, and yeah, our project is running fine. All the APIs are being called. That's done. Now let's meet in another video. Thank you so much.